Turn it so you actually put your fingers into the structure of the gi. That thing is tight. Hey, what is up, guys? We are here with a new submission series. I'm a big believer in having systems and series when you go to do stuff, because I think it just breeds ownership of a technique, and it means you practice the same stuff from the same positions and you actually have time to get some reps. So many people, white and blue belts, purple belts in particular, if I've got your back, James, they say, I end up on the back, or I love taking the back, or I'm good at ending up on the back, and then I get there and it's meant to be the best position, but I can't seem to finish anybody. Well, first of all, that is a lot on you. You know, because when I've got the back, if I don't finish, it's not a problem with jiu-jitsu, it's a problem with me. And even if like he was just amazing at defending from the back, which, you know, a lot of guys are, it's still something I want to take responsibility for. So when I've got someone, the first thing, you got to make them feel the pressure, because from the back, sometimes there's not much pressure. Yes, you can body triangle, but if you roll with like your buddies and like students maybe who are more junior to you all the time, you're not going to be wanting to body triangle them. I mean, maybe you do, but I know for me, when I do a body triangle, I'm like, I'm being a dick right now, right? And that's fine, and you can do it in matches and stuff, but maybe not in the academy all the time if you want to actually keep some friends. So I'm going to put my chin over his shoulder and head in, and I'm constantly pushing. I pull that way with my arm and I push that way with my head. That control holds the back. Seriously. What I'm doing between my head and right bicep is more important than my hooks. Right? I'm not kidding you guys, you're gonna feel it. Like if I did this and I said, all right, James, get out, compared to if I did this, I could keep him longer with the head pinch. So you're probably not doing it. We yell out, like in my kids' classes, I'm like ear to ear, like that. You know, get your ear there. Now, once you're in that position, guys, just get a brutal attack system that requires one thing and one grip. And here it is. Ready? That's it. Turn that collar, slide your thumb in, and get a deep ass grip. You can do it with a crap grip, but two things. Deep grip is better. And don't grab like this. You'll slip off when he's strong and stuff. Actually, put your fingers into the structure of the gi. That thing is tight, okay? So I'm here like this. Some guys are kind of like accidentally grabbing your fingers all the time. So like, let's just pretend James is one of those people like this, and maybe just grab one of my fingers accidentally and just pull it down, and you're like, oh God, dick, he's not meant to be doing that, but he is doing it, right? Get used to it, it's no big deal. What I'll do is I'll just put my hand on the shoulder like this. You can't get to it, then I'll peel that back, little hack. Carlos Machado did it to me. I stole it from him. But from here, guys, what is the finish? Well, I like this one. But make sure you cut an angle. Ready? Watch. I pull this elbow because that's his defense. He holds the elbow. So I want to pull the elbow back before he gets a chance to do this. Because if he gets a chance to do that, I'll have to drive through and go rear naked. And in the gi, it's just not as fun. Here. And I cross my feet up. Now I get to use like my deadlift and gravity on my side, and I've got an awesome choke. If he gets out, I've got an easy armbar, okay? From this position, sometimes you'll get a guy who will choose to sort of turn into you now, like this, and normally when I do that, I will seek to grab the far leg and start moving them into like a K-guard type thing. So in no-gi, you've got your heel hook, otherwise you can just turn him over and then finish with a leg bar right here, okay? So that's a simple attack system from the back that you can work, and you just always want to work it. So then if you know that the part where he goes, oh crap, I'm dead, is here, you just want to practice getting there all the time. So say I'm taking James's back. So say I'm here in knee ride, and I've got my cross collar grip, and I sit him up. I don't get a seatbelt, I'm going to aim higher. I get here. So then when I sit down, and I cross up, he's finished. Okay, guys? So when you grab the back, don't just grab a seatbelt. Hold the seatbelt and still use your hands. That's why it's imperative to have your head and chin involved here. Okay, guys? So the same goes if you're in no gi. here and driving into him with your head as you oppose with the bicep, covering the wrist with your chin, covering the wrist with your wrist, and then I think of it like Wolverine, ching, like this, boom, out, and then squeeze, pull the right elbow back if you want, kind of torques it up. But that's just a good attack system. That's what you should be doing all the time. I like the first attack, and I wouldn't go for the armbar before the choke. 2 reasons. When you choke people, they'll go like this, easy armbars. Do armbars to them, you get the neck, but I have to lose my position for the armbar. But if anything, that choke is a better control than I think seatbelt even, to be honest, because you're stopping rotation going both ways. So get that choke in, start turning the collar, all right? Get the other one locked off, change your angle, and then make sure you're not just using your hands, but you're using the strongest parts of your body, like your hips and legs and back, to finish the choke. A lot of the time, I think there's like a qualitative element to finishing from the back. So a lot of the time, the people that get to the back a lot can often be like smaller athletes or maybe like flexible athletes and stuff, and they're like opportunistic and they move to the back. And then they kind of get the back and expect the submission to come easy. And they're on the back and they're like, what submission should I do? Maybe I'll try that choke, or maybe an armbar, or maybe a rear triangle. And the other guy is just like, fighting for his life, just thinking, don't let that guy's right hand get to my neck. And so you wonder why it wasn't easy to submit him. Like, you're gonna have to be going as hard as that girl or guy is going. Otherwise, you're just totally, not gonna finish from the back. Obviously temper that with, don't just choke people's faces and stuff. At the end of the day, like, I do think there's a bit of give or take, and you can practice trapping arms and you can practice distracting the chokes to get arms, but just practice getting that grip. Once you get that grip, it should be over. You should finish with just one grip, even if you can't get to the other lapel. Because if I'm here, okay, perfect world, open, lock, cross, he's finished. Worst case scenario, I would need the arm bar. Little detail, notice where my left foot ended up on his bicep. Again, trying to prevent him either stacking me up or doing the running man. Little details like that can make a big difference. But sometimes I'll get this collar and James will kind of freak out and then try to block this other grip. So he can keep his arm down. Look at this, he's trying to block my hand from coming across. So now I can grab the pants, turn, and do the same thing. I honestly find with this one that you do have to be aware that this isn't quite as good a choke. There's a lot of spinal, I'm like giving the guy scoliosis almost as I do this. But I do find that this one, especially against people that know it, this one's a lot easier to escape than the double collar one, okay? But whether I'm going for this bow and arrow with the leg or the double collar bow and arrow, his main escape path from here will be to try to reach up and duck under this arm here, like this. If he gets under that arm, man, he will get out. So just like all of our chokes, guys, never flare your elbows in chokes. Keep your hands in, whether you're doing rear nakeds, stuff, never choke like this. Always choke, cross chokes, rear naked chokes, head and arm chokes. Keep those elbows in, and it's really gonna help you guys. It just makes you feel stronger and squeeze harder. Okay, so the next time you get your back, get your right hand in their damn collar, choke that neck, and if they defend, you take that armbar, okay? That should form 95% of your finishes from the back, in my opinion. Should you do other things? Of course. But what is plan A? That. What is plan B? That. Okay, and a lot of the time, I won't go to plan C from there. I'll go back to plan A and do A, B, A, or just A, until you get it, because finish the guy, get a little bit of a chip on your shoulder when you get the back and try to finish them, even if it means you lose the back. It'll be worth it. Have fun, guys. Enjoy rolling on those mats. Thanks to everyone who supports the channel. We love making these videos for you guys, and we're great to see all this new content. So thank you for everyone who supports the channel with t-shirts or rash guards or our premium courses we've got, where we dive deep into stuff that we'll just never have the time for to cover in all of YouTube. But thank you for everyone who's involved. Appreciate you guys. Take care.